So hello everyone, I'm the Crypto Lifer. Today I have the great, the amazing, the loving Crypto Love. And I just wanted to bring him on the channel, have a discussion, kind of talk about, the long-term perspective of Bitcoin. We've both been in Bitcoin now over about 4, 5, 6 years. He may even have 7 on him. I'm not exactly sure his first day he bought it. Maybe we can find that out. We're going to ask him some questions. We're going to do a deep dive with him. And we're also probably going to learn some insights about the market. Crypto Love, man, how you been?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm doing great. And yeah, it's a fun time to be in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Always.
What'd you think of that? What about that? Remember the day the CPI news came out? Bitcoin went down, back up. Today it went up to 46, back down to 42. It's been volatile, huh? Like that's, even for me, it's been pretty volatile.
For me, I've just been pretty much not that involved because I think anything between 30,000 and 53,000 is just noise. So Bitcoin's basically just been going sideways for the past year and not really doing anything too much worth noting.
Interesting. See, from a big perspective, when you really look at it. Now, you know how you see the big people calling it an M? I kind of see it as a bullish rectangle to me. It looks pretty like a flag. Like kind of looks like a bull flag. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, totally. You could see both sides because it could be a double top there. We could also be having a big double bottom. So we're, bullish pennant. Basically, I think the true answer is nobody knows. So everybody's like, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. And in the end, half of the people are going to be right. So they're going to be like, I knew it, I called it, I told you it was that. But really right now, nobody knows. However, I would think that, I did something where I took a look at Bitcoin, had you have bought it and every year, and then looking back from the previous years, and almost all of those times, Bitcoin gets on average 100% year-on-year returns. Like almost all, it's 100%.
I saw that
like
video. I watched that video. Yep.
That's hard to fathom, because right now your bank gets 0.01%, which is insanely different. Like even the S&P 500, which has been one of the best investment vehicles for the past few hundred years, that gets 8 to 12%. Bitcoin 10x's that, and in a pretty safe manner. Like you own your own money. It's the name brand. It's the Coca-Cola of cryptocurrency.
And you could buy something with it if you were in a jam. Like that's kind of cool too. Like your stocks, you can't freaking just peel off a sat and just say, hey, I need to eat real quick. It's like not happening.
Exactly.
So you're in a trade.
Yeah.
Like, think about it, right? In the stocks, you're in the stock. You have to close the trade, right? Takes however long. Then you have to do the bank transfer, another 3 to 5 Swift, right? With the days, right? And then you get it to your bank, then you could buy something. Bitcoin, you're in the trade when you have it. You're in a long-term investment trade at all times. And then you can peel off whatever you want when you need it. It's unbelievable.
And you can borrow against it. They make that pretty easy to do nowadays if you need to. And,
have you ever borrowed against it? I'm afraid to do that. Like, I'm just really afraid to strip them out of my hardcore wallet and put them on Celsius or Block. I know they seem safe, but then it's like, not my keys, I'm just afraid. Like, is there a way to hold my keys and do it? Like,
I'm sure there probably is with DeFi nowadays.
Key holding,
Yeah, I'm sure with DeFi nowadays, there probably is a way to do it. But I actually did it with Celsius back in 2020. It was the first thing I did with Celsius, and like I've been learning about them for a while. I had interviewed Mashinsky on the channel a few times, but I was like, I gotta try this out to see how it works. So I had a credit card that I wanted to pay off, and so I borrowed against my Bitcoin. I got the money from Celsius. I paid off the credit card, and while you have the loan out, you need to pay interest every month. It's basically an interest-only loan that you pay. So every month you just pay the interest, and then when you want to pay it off, you pay off the principal. So every month I had to pay interest in Cell token. So I had to go and buy a bunch of Cell token to pay the interest. And this was back when Celsius was like 6 cents. And so I bought a bunch of it, and then I paid off the loan, and then I had the Cell token hanging around. And then Celsius went up to $6 plus. Now it's at like $4. But yeah, that was a
nice 100x.
That was a lucky win. I know, right?
Nice 100x real fast. Yeah. One day we should have an X competition and who has X the most.
I know, right?
I did like 50
Yeah.
something with cake. I got in at 60 cents, and even 1,200
Oh,
bucks,
that's
1,800
awesome.
bucks would have made you over almost 100 grand. Like it was crazy. Like, I
Yeah.
did 25x with EGLD. I got in, put like 4 grand in at $2 at $20. When it went to 540, you can only
Yeah.
imagine it was freaking 100 grand. You know,
And also, I mean, it's not the end. This is literally only 2022.
I know,
Like
right?
only a little over 10 years, like almost 13 years old for all cryptocurrency. But like, Ethereum was what, 2014 or something like that. So that's not even 10 years old yet. So literally, it's like we're literally just at the beginning
You know,
of
you just made
everything.
me realize like Ethereum came out in 2014. Like I always keep thinking
Yeah.
crypto 08, 09, right, with Bitcoin. Like, but like no, like we're 6-year-old assets here. Like this is ridiculous. How like this is infant stages.
Yeah. Dude, and the growth is like exponential because I remember back in 2017, 2018, when coin market cap had just had like over 1,000 cryptocurrencies on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you go look, there's like 17,000 cryptocurrencies or something like that.
Yeah.
It's growing at such a fast clip. So I think that, like, me personally, I prefer a long term mindset. Like, I know that everybody wants to get rich quick because they think that once they're rich, then that'll solve all their problems and they'll never have to worry about anything. But
Which it does.
one
You know,
it solves a lot of it's
someone said money doesn't solve your problems. It solves a ton of problems. That's funny. It's like, no, but I'm not trying to be, but I'm just being funny. But no, you're right. Like, it's not going to change the things you don't like about yourself. It's not going to change the pitfalls or the ups and downs that you're trying to fight through. You know, and those are the real things that are pulling us down, right? I mean,
yeah, you just get to your problems in a nicer car with a nicer watch. It's like, because everybody has problems, and like, I read Will Smith's biography, and he was talking about how, like, once he really made a lot of money, then he realized that the problems were himself, because he thought all his life, like, oh, I'm dirt poor. Once I have the money, then I'll be able to solve everything. And then he got more money than he could ever imagine, and his problems were way worse. And he's like, oh, great, it's me. I guess I better work on myself now.
it is a good point. To me, it was I wanted to send my daughter to private school if I wanted to, right? I wanted to be able to take my wife on a vacation if I wanted to. And like, I wanted to donate money to a cause if I felt the need. I couldn't do those things with my past life that I was living. Like, I just didn't make enough, and I was, and when I lost or gained money, it was such a big deal to me, right? And would have a big emotional impact on me. Like, if I did something wrong with my money, I would beat myself up about it because I didn't have a lot of it, right? If I made a bad trade, it hurt so bad, and I may have some other, emotional things going on. So I'm like up and down with my emotions. And that was just like, I was always praying to God, like, can I just get enough money to not worry about money anymore, please? Like, cause I've been worrying about it for 20 years. And like, I just want to get enough. It's like, I don't need to be rich even. I remember praying to God, like, I don't even need to be rich. Like, I just want to have enough so I don't worry about the things I worry about anymore. If my mom falls on the stairs, no, why don't I say that? But if something happens to my mom, her hip, I can take her to the nicer specialist, pay the extra money. Or if I need, right now, people try to go and get a psychiatrist. If you go try to get a psychiatrist right now, $600 a pop, $500, barely don't take insurance. Like, mental health is expensive. Like, and there was a time where I needed mental health. I didn't even have the money for it. So there was all these things in my life that I wanted or didn't even want. I'm not like, it wasn't a car. I just wanted these basic things that would keep me from worrying. And, so it's like money doesn't buy happiness, but it can buy security, or it can buy a blanket of things that you now feel like, all right, I don't have to worry about those things anymore. Like, say you have a crappy car. Every day you start, it doesn't start. And like, that sucks. You got some money, you get a new car. Now you don't have to worry about your car not starting anymore. That's a nice thing, So like, money doesn't buy happiness, and it won't take away all your issues, but it can make it a little more comfortable, and it can take away some of the other things you're dealing with in your mind that are pulling you away. Like, when I was thinking of all that other stuff, I couldn't grow a business because I'm like so worried about all these little things. And, that's what the market maker's doing to the average trader.
Yeah. So now, how does the average trader make that money? That's the question.
Well, you know, well, you know, the more I think about it, right? the more, and I say this to everyone because I run a trading group, right? And everyone's like, trade, day trade. And I will be the first person to say, like, I didn't make my money day trading and swing trading. I've had fun doing it, and I've made some good trades. And like, it's been a run, and I've scalped 15 grand on the 1 minute. Like, and I've babied $500 for 6 months. I've done all the different trades you could make, and the most money I've ever made was dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. And everyone wants to chase after these alts, and like I do it too here and there. But now I'm under the impression that I keep 40 to 50% of my entire net worth in Bitcoin. I'm not even an Ethereum guy anymore. Sorry to anyone out there. Like I'm over it. Like I'm full Bitcoin. Like 5 extra cash. I'm not buying ETH. I'm sorry. It might outpace it. It looks like it will by the ETH chart. Like I'm just not cool with the fees. I'm not cool with minting all day long on the NFT. I'm just, I can make 19% on Anchor Protocol on my UST right now. Like, what the heck do I need ETH for? Like, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. And ETH was the first coin I ever bought at $89. So I first bought Ethereum at $89. First thing I ever touched my hands on. And it was like my love because it was the first crypto I ever touched. I think I have a love-hate relationship with it now. Because if you bring a new friend into ETH and they try it and they pay $80 for $120 NFT, and they spend $200 on the transaction, like they're not happy people. And then they look at you and they say like, crypto's not fun. I don't like this thing. And then Elizabeth Warren starts to say, hey, well, if people pay, and then she has a point, which she doesn't, but ETH gives her a point, What are your thoughts on ETH, man?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people were all waiting for ETH 2.0 and waiting,
Yeah. Oh man.
Because who knows? It could revolutionize things, but it may not. I mean, here's my one thought on ETH is that I forget if it's called the Lindy effect or something else, where basically like the longer a technology has been around, the longer time it's more likely to stay around. Mm-hmm. So because of that, in my mind, I like to be a very safe.
Was it Moore's law or something? Does Moore's law has something that he says like
Moore's law is about growth. It's
something about like
it's
digital stuff that moves. It gets bigger. Bigger.
Yeah. So I'm always looking for like the safest ways to invest my money because I prefer return of capital over return on capital. Like I prefer to get my money back before however much I get back in interest. And so with Ethereum, because it's the second oldest, I think that it has it's the second most likely to stay around. Like I said before, I like Bitcoin because it's the brand name everybody knows has been around for a long time. So Ethereum is the second longest. But I think also another thing, while there are NFT frenzies on Ethereum and on these other platforms, I think what people don't actually look at is what's going on with Ethereum burning since EIP 1559. Because I forget the number. I think it's approaching 2 million ETH have already been burned since EIP 1559. So that's a lot. It's becoming deflationary faster than Bitcoin. So that could impact things. And if ETH 2.0 turns out to be pretty successful, then we could have a whole different story. So I'm not writing it off completely. I definitely have a substantial amount of my portfolio in ETH.
This is my idea, though. If ETH does that, right?
Yeah.
I believe the EVMs will all do the same move, if not more in high percentage. So why don't I just trade Phantom and ride that wave? And I feel like Phantom, if ETH goes from 4 to 16,000, then Phantom's going to go to $20. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it. So like, once I do believe in ETH and I see ETH moving, I have plays like I'll get into I'll get into Nervos and I'll have some Phantom and I'll just rock those EVM layer ones and I just feel like I can make more on those with the ETH. Like, so I do, it's like, okay, I won't give up on ETH 100% because I guess, in a way I am still connected to EVMs. But you get my point though? Do you think is there some validity to that,
Oh, yeah, totally. That's the thing. It's like, the more risk you're willing to take on, the more you can make. So,
went back to what you said on return, but I get what you're saying now. Yeah,
right. They're called EVMs because Ethereum has the most developers. It's been around the longest amount of time. Like people understand this, they know this. A lot of And like of the 17,000 cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap, 16,900 are, ERC20 tokens. So with these other projects, yes, you're going to make a lot more money on them, and they'll probably stay around, especially like the larger ones like Phantom, Solana, Avalanche, all of these. They'll probably be around for a long time, and you'll probably be able to make more money than Ethereum. But the thing is, they're all still just redoing what Ethereum did. So again, with investing, I always err towards safer investing, because I know that with being safe and with using time, I've been able to make money. And I know that whenever I try and short circuit that path, I lose money very fast. So yeah, but I think your logic there is great, where you can make more money with these things. So kind of portfolio allocation, keep some in some safer things, and then for where you want to make more money, you can put that into other platforms.
I have a weird, I don't know what is a gift, or I tend to be like a couple years ahead of things a lot for whatever reason. Like it could be all just complete, just my mind's in another place where everyone else is, and I can't fully explain it, and I'm not even trying to build it up as something special, but it's just weird to me. For instance, like I have a hunch on, WASM Web 3.0 contracts, right? And I'm looking at Ubix, I'm looking at Erratics, and I really have this, like, I got this same feeling I got when I saw Phantom at 18 cents, And so I made substantial bags of Erratics and Ubix. Now, whether they could go to zero or not, right? But if we see the market come back up, those two coins, now Erratics can do more transactions per second than Solana, than Polka, than almost any coin in the game. And honestly, it makes it easier to develop, because the developers have all these tools. Like they don't have to like create as much. They have SDKs and tools and all these things that they can use and just get going way faster with Erratics. Like once Erratics really comes out the bag, I think that's going to be a project that I think a lot of people are going to FOMO for. It was 9 cents. It ripped up to like 45 or something. It's back down around like 9-10 cents again. It was a KuCoin gem. Just something I will disclose. I have a big old bag of it. But the reason is I see that same, I look for fast transaction per second, coins that no one really knows about yet, that has the setup for an ecosystem. And like once they get the TVL, once people start staking, I can see that thing starting to fly, Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know about Erratics? Have you done any research? Do you know about them? I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but like, yeah.
No. But I mean, once you, like you said it, once they get the TVL, once people start staking on there, like there's this guy, Takey Meta, who has a channel all about yield farming.
Mm-hmm.
And basically like he'll talk about something, and then a few weeks or a month later, it just blows up, because he's been yield farming for a long time. He's great at it, and he's always looking for like the next best platform to stake on. And so like he'll start staking on it. He'll tell everyone to start staking on it, and then sure enough, price takes off afterwards.
He can see how the engine was built. I tell everyone I run a MetaMask class on Fridays. I do it like the first Friday of every month. $125. It's 2 hours. You sit with me, and I teach you how to connect to the top 7 chains. I teach you how to start a MetaMask wallet from scratch. I make one on screen. I make a Phantom wallet from scratch with Solana. I then show you, Matic has quick swap. Harmony has, Harmony 1 has a swap. But I basically show all the swaps that are there. Basically, like Matic has quick swap, Spooky swap for Phantom. Basically, so I teach you the premier swaps, explain what a swap is, I teach you how to swap. I make LP tokens on PancakeSwap at the end. I basically take you through this whole, and while I'm in the class, I explain how I was able to come upon a great investment based on the idea that I figured out, like that guy figured out how to yield farm. Like I figured out what was happening. I was like, oh, so Ethereum makes these pools, and people join the pools, and then you go to Uniswap. Then when the fees got too high, I got frustrated, and I found BSC. And then I saw Cake, and I think I was one of the first people to make I was like, oh crap, like this is freaking Ethereum. Cake is like the cake. I'm like, oh, I can go to PancakeSwap. Then I started doing the Cake on PancakeSwap, The Ethereums were like, some of them were a month-long lockouts. I never do, I don't like lockups. I don't. Like, it's very rare for me to do a lockup. Like, if I have to lock my coin up for 60 days, I don't like it because I've been caught up in that before, and then the market dumps, and you're sitting in a lockup. It's just not fun. So I like things I can get in and out of, and I saw there was in and out of staking on Cake. 3 day, it was a 3 day, as long as you went for 3 days, there was, no fee, no penalty. And then I was paying like 30 cents, even back then when Binance Coin was like $30. I got in, I'm making transactions, I'm killing it on DeFi, and I'm like, why would I touch Ethereum? And because of that, I realized Cake was going to blow up because I was like, everyone's going to see what I see. They're going to run into this. Same thing this guy sees. Like, he's played so many of them that he's like, oh, like boop, 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 boop. And his mind's able to figure that out way faster than you. And then he's like, and then he can make the connections and he's in there. And like, I tell everyone wants to leverage trade. I've leverage trade before. It took me 36 hours to turn $100 into $700. I sat on the 1 minute, bam, 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 waiting for divergences, big drops, catching the pump, getting in and out, being disciplined. Dude, I barely ate. I don't even think I went to the bathroom. It took up all my time. My heart was racing. It's like, it's a mind eater. It's an emotion eater. I don't care if you made 100 grand doing it. It's going to eat away your soul. Like, I tell everyone, that time you spent leverage trading, you could have researched the market and made so much money on the knowledge you figured out, right? Like,
yeah, dude, leverage trading is like Squid Game because you might win the big pot of money, but there's a much, much better chance you're going to die. And that's basically what you're doing. You're like gambling with your money because there's a 99% chance you're getting liquidated. There's a 1% chance you're getting a big bag of money. And it's just dangerous.
Yeah. How do you feel about YouTubers that push leverage links?
Yeah, I've made my opinion known publicly for a long time. I think I don't do it, and I understand why they do it because right now they're making probably $1 million a week from pushing that. So like, I understand where they come from and why they're always like, hey, buy it, go for it. But me personally, I don't feel right making money off of other people who get liquidated.
No.
Like, that's not how I want to make money.
No.
I want to make money by finding hidden gems, by helping other people find hidden gems. So then when they find it, it changes their life for the better, and they can say thank you instead of somebody who hates me for the rest of their life.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, I have a KuCoin link. I do, but to me, it's spot trading, and it's just where I trade. So I want other traders to trade where I trade. I'm like, hey, you want to trade where I trade? And if you like me, you can send the referral my way. But the thing about it is, it's like, to be like, oh, you can get a bonus, but just in case, only for the people that are experienced. It's just so funny to me because it's like I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to wake up in the morning and feel kind of proud about the money I made, At the same time, I shall not judge, right? So I'm always wondering, like, am I over judging? So who knows where someone else came from, what they're going through, what's happening. But they went up to me and they said, a guy with your subs and your thing, he's making $50K a month, And like, to me at the time, I mean, that's like a substantial, and I turned them down. And they hit me up every other week. We love your channel. We see how accurate you are. And I told the guy, like, yo, man, I don't know how many times I've told you, bro. Like, I'm not doing this. Like, I don't care how much you pay me. Like,
That's the thing. The math is crazy because, so like, Bybit will give $600 for signing up and depositing however much. Okay, they give 600 to the person who signs up. They give 600 also to the person with the ref link.
No way.
So each,
really,
yeah. So each person that signs up, that's $1,200. Do you think they have a business model where they lose money? No.
They know
they probably make, from every person that signs up, they probably make at least $1,200.
They double it. They know you're gonna lose it and go back in again. Like,
yeah. So like, they don't care because they're making money.
It's like giving someone high fructose corn syrup when they're 1 year old, knowing they're going to be stuck on Coke for the rest of their life, right? It's like, people don't realize there's an adrenaline sucking energy to leverage trading that pulls you in. It plays with a part of your mind, and it literally takes over. Like, also, Bitcoin goes to 42K. Your leverage trade's going to 41, or sometimes 40,600. Like, you're getting ranged out. They own that game. And then explain this to me. You might know more than me. I'm sorry to put you on the spot if you don't. I keep trying to figure it out, and I should know. The funding rate. because I don't leverage trade enough. There's like 3 dots on Binance. Once it gets to the full 3 dots, like they can close your trade out of nowhere or something. Like there's something that can happen during a leverage trade that like it can just get closed at one point. Like if they're overfunded on one end, like they'll just close trades. Like I don't know, but
I don't know. I've stayed away from it.
yeah,
I don't even look at it because it's like playing Russian roulette,
yeah,
something like that. Like the thing is, if you buy Bitcoin spot, unless something terrible happens, like you lose your keys or you have it on an exchange and the exchange gets liquidated, like gets shut down or hacked or something like that. Like unless barring some unforeseen, like very small chance outcome, you're always going to have your Bitcoin. And considering it grows 100% year on year, that's going to be worth a lot in a very short time. But leverage trading, guaranteed 99% chance you're going to lose your money.
then why?
Everybody's just like, but maybe I'll be that one person who doesn't. And maybe you will, because there's always that one person who doesn't. And they make sure that everybody else knows how much they made. But the thing is, that's a very few amount of people.
I'll tell you what. I've been trading for 15 years, but the first 7 I was just buying and selling stocks. But I was pressing the buy button and using my emotions. So I was using, but I wasn't fully antiquated into, I wasn't getting deep into the charts. Now, fast forward the last 5-6 years, like I look at charts 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and they still hit me off leverage trading. And like, so like and I do this every single day. So like if you're not, and I can win, like, but at the same time, like it's very hard. And so think about it. If it's hard for someone like me putting in 10 hours a day, you think you're going to dabble with like having a part-time job or even a full-time job, and you think you're going to, the sad thing is too, it also, doesn't it hurt the Bitcoin price? Like, what do you feel about like leverage trading? Like a lot of people said over leverage trading was the reason we tanked. Is that really possible? Does that create
100%? Dude, if you look at there was just a chart that came out a few days ago from, I wish I remember who, but on Twitter, he was showing the Bitcoin chart in relation to people getting to short squeezes and people getting their longs liquidated. And it's totally, we have these huge jagged, we have these insane price moves, like 10% in a day. All of that is because of people just getting called on margin. And so just like they all of a sudden they have to cover their position, and that sends the price either shooting up or shooting down. So 100%, that's what's causing a lot of influence in the market. Definitely.
And you know what's sad too is it seems like the people with less money are the people that want to margin the most. It's right, like they think they're going to take $100 because they're like, oh, $100, I can only make, if I make a 10% trade, I only make $10. But the thing is, that's a good money. Like, and I think you've shared this chart. I may have even got it from I think I took it from, because I have a screen share floating out in my room, and I think you may not have originated it, but but it's the 3% a day chart. I think you've posted this, or maybe not. But it just shows if you made 3% a day off of $100, it says by a day 182, you can have over 100 grand. It's like it compiles like over time, and you just like if you could consistently make 3% a day, you'd be surprised on how much money it compounds to be. Because you think about it, that's 900% a year, right? But you're compounding it, so it's way more than that because you're getting the extra every day that you're adding on and on and on and on. People, like you said, they all want the fast money, man. But then now it goes back to your saying, like, I don't want to go after the quickest money. I want to go after the safest money, right? Or the most probable money. How do you deal with FOMO though? Even like when the metaverse comes out and there's Gala and Naka and Blocktopia, like, did you ever want to get down on those? Did you dabble in any of that? Or like me, we were day trading and swing trading. We got some Gala, we got some Naka, a little bit of Blocktopia,
Yeah, I was fortunate in that for some reason I got involved with the metaverse just before it actually took off. Like sometimes right place at the right time. Like there was this dude, On-Chain Gaming, I think his channel is, and I was watching it, and he was like crazy about Gala, and he said that the owner was, I think the guy who created Farmville, the CEO was the guy who created Farmville, and I was like, oh, this could be big, so I bought some before it was big, and then I also, like I've been involved in investing for almost 20 years now. So like for me, it was always about index funds because you get a whole collection of cryptocurrencies and there's very little risk. You could just kind of follow the market. So I was always investing in index funds. And around the same time as Gala, I found out about MVI, Metaverse Index, which was brought by the same people as DeFi Pulse Index. So like I was already investing in a DeFi index fund. Why not a Metaverse Index fund too? So like fortunately I got into those
Probably a
things
really good time to
early
get into
on.
that right now, actually, because the metaverse is down hard. I mean, that actually might be a really good play, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, but the FOMO, I would like to say I don't FOMO too much because it's actually, I find it almost repulsive to buy something when everybody's FOMOing about it. I've missed out on some big gains because of that.
Like
Like,
sand, like
you
it's like,
know,
oh, sand just kept going. Oh, like,
yeah, yeah. So I've missed out on some big gains because of it. But my theory is that there's 17,000 cryptocurrencies. Why do I need this one that everybody's going crazy about right now? Yeah.
that's like me. Like, right now, I'm stacking erratics and Ubix while no one's talking about them. A year from now, they're going to have their day in the sun. And, oh, TV, oh, look at that. And I'm going to be like, and then I'm going to cash out and walk away, right? And it's like, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
also, I'm a huge dude of paying 17% capital gains, like, or 20%, whatever. I'm just a huge fan of not selling under a year. It's just my thing. Like, I will take a beat down in the market and I'll wait it out and I'll sell after a year, you know? It sucks. I've done it a few times. Like, I've been up huge, but then I did the math. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to give like 40% of this away if I sell it right now. So, like, you know, someone I knew was in like me, they got into Phantom, like 30 cents. It went to 180. They put like $6,000 in, right? They're up 6x. They're like, what do I do? Like, I should take it. And he's like, oh, I should have taken it. And I sat him the other day. I'm like, yeah, but say we get through to 2022, and I was like, and Phantom gets to $5, $6, $7. I was like, now you're gonna sell it for way more and pay way less. I said, so but that's tough, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
And when I was just getting into investing, you're not even in there long enough. Now I've been investing, I think like 8 years now, right? I don't got 20, but I got about 8 years, and some of my actual investments are 4-year holds. Like my Bitcoin trades are almost 5-year holds now, right? I mean, that's awesome, right? To hold an investment for 5 years, it's like, that's when you know you're winning, right? Like you're saying, you can just see the return over time and you just know what you have. And I tell everyone, man, if you just knew what it was like to buy Bitcoin and hold it for 4 years, it's an amazing feeling. Like you'll feel great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know everyone that would have bought Bitcoin 4 years from now, they're going to feel great about it. Like they're going to feel great about it. And they look at me like I'm insane. And how do you know? How do you just know? Like, how do you know it's going to go up? And I'm like, I studied the history of the human race, man. I studied money from the first coin in Egypt. Like, I've watched over 600 currencies throughout history, and they've come and gone. There's never been an asset that can hold $1 trillion safely, unhackably, borderless. There's no CEO you can go take out. That's what everyone always says. Bitcoin's it's not the bit. I love it because they come on my channel every day and like, oh, that tech it's old tech. I'm like, dude. I said the other day, yeah, the Corvette's an old car. Like, it's a Corvette. I was like, it's still it's still the Corvette. Like, it's still the Corvette. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's new models now and stuff, but it's still those 4 lights in the back. That's that vet, baby. And Bitcoin's the Corvette. Like, you're not replacing it. I'm sorry. Like, it's not happening. You could there's coins that are faster, better, cheaper, better for the environment, but guess what they have? A CEO, a founder, someone that could get kidnapped, someone that could die, someone that could pass away, someone that could leave the company and just whoa, what do we do now? Like Brad Garlinghouse, he got sick or something or got in a car accident, God forbid. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people be like, whoa, what's happening with the XRP price here? Like, Bitcoin doesn't have that. Like, there's no CEO. Like, you can't go pick it in front of the SEC can't take the CEO and the founder of Bitcoin to court. Like, that's why I put most of my money in Bitcoin. That's the main reason, because it's a code of in itself. That's why I think it's so beautiful and so amazing. I don't see what other people don't see about it. When I see CNBC saying it has no intrinsic value, I laugh so hard. I'm like, how can you say that? Like.
They see that it's. I mean, for a lot of people in other cryptocurrency, they see that Bitcoin's so slow moving. for people who haven't really done their research about Bitcoin, they see, oh, it's something for money laundering and for drugs. Uh, for people who are into gold, they're like, oh, it's not real. I can't touch it. So like everybody has their reasons why not Bitcoin. But I think once you get into it, once you own some Bitcoin and you just hold it for a while, then you're like, simple.
There's just
You
nothing
have all
better.
your reasons.
Yeah.
You have all your reasons. I'll just have it getting 100% year-on-year returns. You do whatever you want.
Yeah, thank you. It's so funny because you're like, you sparked something I wanted to say. Yeah. Right now, I'm going to make a video, actually. I had the idea today, and the title of the video is going to be like, the next 100x coin to buy now. And you know what the video is going to be, right? It's going to be Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's going to 100x. It's going to go to $3 million. That's 100x. I mean, it's going to go to 4 million. It might take 5 years, I think, but that ain't bad, you know, for 100x.
That's actually really, really good.
Yeah, that's unreal, actually. I think it'll somewhere between 5 and 10 years. 2030, I'm looking at a $3 to $5 million Bitcoin. I think it could even be into 10. I think I could be kind of lowballing myself there. But so, yeah, I mean, you know, and right now, the fact that for $5,000 you can get a sixth of, you know, almost a sixth of one, or, you know, it's like, I don't know, man. People are missing the greatest opportunity of their lives right now. The problem is too, is many people think they're, because they have too many friends now. Like everyone has a guy like me, like, oh, he got in at 1,000, 2,000. Like, it's too late for me now. I need 100x on Phantom. And the thing is, those other coins are 100x, and then they're gonna negative 100x. Like Bitcoin's gonna 100x, and when Bitcoin 100x, it's only gonna give up maybe 20 of that x or something, and like then it's gonna go to. So like, when you 100x in Bitcoin, you're gonna really, like you say, you're gonna have it. You're going to have it. Like these other coins, yeah, they may make you money if you know when to sell, and you're going to have to pay short-term capital gains because normally they do it in a 2 to 3 month period. You're not going to be able to hold it for 4 or 5 years and make 100x. So 100x on a 4-year return is actually even better than 100x in a 1-year return because you're paying less capital gains tax on that. I actually just came up with that right now.
Yeah.
You know?
And what else you said there is that you have to know when to sell. And we were talking about that earlier, how you don't develop those emotions in trading for years. Usually you hear it early on. People are like, yeah, you need to buy when you think you should sell and sell when you think you should buy, but you don't know that until you've been beaten down in the market 2-3 times and everybody else is panic selling and you're just like, just wait. Blink. Or when everybody else is dancing with a lampshade on their head, you're like, oh, time to sell. I'm out. Like you don't get that from hearing it. You have to live through it a few times and miss it a few times in order to be able to get it.
Feel the burn. You gotta feel the burn. Like, it hurts. I can feel it right now. It hurts. Oh, I should have sold.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
That's how I get now too, because like now I'm at the point where some of my Bitcoin is long term, and I'm still not selling it. I'm like, nah, like 69K, 30K, like whatever. Man. I'm just happy I'm accumulating. I'm happy that God gave me bumped the right people into my life that told me about it at the right time. Then bumped the knowledge that I was able to figure it out, and then was able to actually have some money and had a job at the time where I was able to buy enough of it. And now I'm like, and of course I'm jealous of the freaking guys who had it when it was you could buy a pizza and all that. Like, you know, the whole story, $15,000 for, you know, I hear about guys, I tutor people all the time, and I'll tutor someone, they're like, I had 100 Bitcoins. Like, when they were like, I just was buying drugs online, I didn't know what the hell it was, you know, and like, then I put it in the hardware wallet and I can't find the paper now. And I'm looking at the guy like, oh my God, like you have 100 Bitcoins, but you just can't get them right now. Like, oh my God, like, it's got to be the worst feeling in the world. Like I almost like, I don't know if is that hell, you know, like, is that hell? Like 200 Bitcoins you'll never access, but you know you have them. Like they're on the blockchain. No one else can touch them, but you can't get them because you decided to, you know. That's a good point, because you brought up a really good point here. We talked about getting out. We talked about the greatest things in life, but you made one point. You said if you don't do something bad or you don't lose your private keys, how do you keep your private keys? You know, if you know, I mean, there might be a way you can't disclose, but is there something you could give us as beginners, people new in the market? Do you use a piece of metal and write it down? Do you?
I think,
you know, do you own a planet somewhere and you ship it out? You know,
right.
where do you keep your like, what are your private keys actually? I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, right. We'll just post them on the bottom of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
video. Yeah.
But like, what advice would you give to someone? Like, I tell people to buy those like metal things and engrave. And I don't know what
Yeah,
else I can say, but you know, I mean,
yeah, those work really well. Uh, and then I never keep everything all in one place. Like I think that's just because you never know what's going to happen, you know? So like let's say you keep them in your house and then your house burns down and this really heavy fire and it all melts, you know? So like, well, there goes that. Okay, well now you keep it you kept a little bit on an exchange just in case you need to liquidate it. Well, the exchange is hacked. And so it's like I just figure trying to limit the risk as much as possible by not keeping it all in one place. But
it's like 7 hardware wallets, a Bitcoin in each one, or like,
well,
you
I
know,
think
it's like,
some people have hundreds of wallets. I was just talking with some dude the other day who created hundreds of, I think he created like 300 wallets just so that he could, or no, was it 1,000 wallets? Something like
a
that.
free airdrop
So
or
that he
something.
could just, because, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was just like, blew my mind, but people do it. And I think a lot of the OGs in Bitcoin, like they have such huge amounts that they spread it out across multiple wallets so people can't actually track it all to one wallet.
Yeah, you don't want to see that you have all this at one place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm the fan of that idea. I have like 50 wallets, you know. Like my
Yeah.
MetaMask wallet, I turned into like 50 wallets one day because I was doing some airdrop, and you know, you get like freaking. So I just kept making new wallets and just kept, you know, it's like, I
Yep.
mean, I don't know about you, but I got the Uniswap airdrop. That was crazy. Like, that was crazy. Like, I never in my life, like, that was insane. I didn't believe it. And actually, someone in my group was like, I saw you on your live stream use Uniswap. He's like, I think you're one of the people that can get that airdrop. You should go to that site right now and connect. And I was like, what do you mean, dude? What are you talking about? And he's like, I saw you on your live stream. You've been on Uniswap a few times. He's like, that means you connected and you're eligible. And I got it. And I was thanking him because I was like, yo, I didn't even know about this, man. I was like, you just blessed me. He's like, nah, man. I was like, can I give you something? Because I just want to throw him a little uni. He's like, nah, that's how good my people were. Like, nah, I'm a lifer. He's like, I did that for you, man. I don't need anything back in return. And like, that's the type of trading group I created. Like, people that are just really, like, they gave $1,500 yesterday to the Afghan people in a 2-hour period. Like hundreds just throwing them out there. Like, I was, like, the love, the high frequency that I've created, and it comes from you, Crypto Love, number one. Love is the highest frequency in the world. You knew that. That's why you started Crypto Love, obviously. I mean, you had to have been in tune. You pulled me in with the Crypto Love. I took the love. I started my channel with the love. Like, and it just keeps coming now. Now I wake up every day surrounded by people that love me, that I love, and it's just this. It's a cloud of positivity that I'm just so happy to be a part of. And you helped me get there. I'm so grateful. Very like crypto, man.
Yep. I know crypto.
Like, just being
What
curious
a
about
crazy
something
thing.
would have changed your life in that way. I'm
Mm-hmm.
truly fascinated by cryptocurrency. Every day, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. And
It's
you should be where you, I mean, not should be, we don't know, but why is somebody great? Because they do something that the average people don't do, right? That's why we, like, when someone's great, and we look at them, like Nikola Tesla was great because he stood there and mimicked. Most people were at the bar. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, some were farmers, some were doing their thing, but he was in this other world, right? You could have been a regular person and just kept doing what you did. But you turned on that camera one day and you pressed the record button and you walked away from the regular life. And I'm not trying to blow us all, you're the greatest thing in the world, because it's, you know, but the thing is, you didn't do what everyone else does. And then you created a light for me. And then I did what a lot of other people don't do. And so who knows where this chain will go. And we and you will pass away. But whatever we created will still be around. Because, like, whoever you influenced comes to me, and then I'll influence something in them, and then maybe my daughter will do something, and then, right? Because she'll be around that love. And then her kids, and 500 years from now, like that frequency still lives on, you know? And that's really what it's about, I think. Leaving a legacy of high vibration for other people to pick up on. And like, that's what you did for me. And you do it so humbly and so nonchalantly, you know. I just got so much to learn from you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. It's, you know, giving is, I think, oftentimes better than receiving. Like, you know, I think everyone eventually, if they work towards it, they get to a spot in their life where everything that they want, they have. Like, so, you know, like for me, it's like, oh, I have a freaking awesome computer. Yeah.
I never think I was going to get there. Like, I had a lot of negative self-talk, and I was always like, it's not going to happen to you, Sam. Like, you're going to almost get there, and it's going to get thrown in your face again. And, like, a lot of times it did, so I kept telling myself, and then I kept telling myself that's what would happen, so that's what would happen, right? Because I was in the negative frequency vibe, in a loop. Mm-hmm. And I'd get these highs, and then but it's not going to happen to me, you know?
Yeah. For me, what happened first was actually realizing where I was actually what I wanted. Because I saw a thing, even if it was before I was as successful or whatever as I am right now, I realized that the things that I had in my life at that moment were things that previously I wanted. So like I was actually living in the life that I already wanted. It was just by the time I got there, I now wanted something else. So for me, it was like realizing that just whatever I had at that moment was enough, and then continuing to work towards what I wanted. And that was like, as soon as I realized that where I was enough, then forget it. Like you stop chasing your tail and just get to look around your room and be like, this is pretty awesome. This is pretty cool. Yeah.
Can I see your room?
Yeah, right. We got Star Wars miniature right here.
He's actually in like a
Batman.
He's actually in like a mansion in Bali right now with like a freaking like you don't even want to know where he's at, like, because he doesn't want you to see it. He's got like, oh my god, it's probably the truth too.
Nah, I live a very unassuming life.
Okay.
Like most people
would have no idea.
Don't. Yeah. Very unassuming life. I actually live because for a long time I was in a lot of student loan debt. I went to school to be a veterinarian. I had $250,000 of student loan debt, and so for 12 years I was working as an emergency veterinarian, living off of bare minimum so I could just pay off my debt as soon as possible. So I just got used to living in a very Spartan lifestyle, and I just continue that.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
Yeah.
For me, I got the family, I got the kids. You know, I just had a 1-year-old daughter. She turned 1 last week. My daughter's 7. 2 years ago, I was still in a 1-bedroom apartment. And all my extra money, I was buying Bitcoin with. And, like, my daughter was sharing a room with us. Like, it was, like... And so you talk about, like, money, and it's like, all right, like, I didn't want to be rich, but I wouldn't mind a 2-bedroom. You know, I was just trying to, like, expand, you know? Now I have a studio... basically like half the size of the apartment I used to live in. Like, you know, I have everything I ever want. I have 6 screens. I have a stand-up desk. I have every light in the thing. I have lenses. I have the Rodecaster Pro mixer. I got the new mic. Like, it's like, I'm a tech guy. I was a video editor. So to me, tech was if I could buy tech, I'm as excited as a guy who buys like a car or a nice shirt or you know, I don't need a watch or I'm not into that. I'm into like, so when I have money, I'm like, oh, you tell me I can buy the nicest computers? Like, I can buy this. I'm like, whoa, like, I can put the most RAM, and I can make everything the best. Like, to me, that's like, wow. Like, the other day, I sat here sometimes late at night. I end my night. I'm about to go to bed, and I look at the studio that I made, and I'm like, holy, like, I get on my hands and knees, and I start praying to God. I said, I can't believe you did this for me. Like, I can't believe you helped me get here. Man, I'm still in shock. I'm in shock in the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to, like, maybe a couple years from now, I'm going to be able to look back on this period and I'll be able to really realize what happened to me. But right now I'm so in it, and it's happening it's happening in real time at all times. And I can't really grasp the beginning or the end. I just tell myself to just if I think about it, I don't want to end the run. So I'm just like, yo, stay in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to think too much when I get on these runs and I'd end the run because you think too. And I was like, yo, just stay in the, like, let the plane just keep going. Just keep streamlining. Just keep showing up. Just keep doing your thing. Keep staying positive. Keep working out. Keep drinking the water. Keep staying focused. You know, yeah, 397 streams. We'll have a day off. I think more than that, but I can't confirm. So I can guarantee confirm that I've gone for over a year without one day off. Like, I bring my laptop every vacation I've gone on to my mother's house. To my whole family knows I have to stream at 10 a.m. At Saturday and Sunday nights. I have to be, like, everyone respects that. That's my life now. It's crazy. Like, I can't go out on a Saturday night anymore. That's done for me. Like, I can go out at 10, but I have to do my show first. You know.
People love consistency.
They really do, right? Like, I mean, that's why.
I actually read this book a few years ago, What Americans Want. I think that was the name of it. And out of, like, literally everything, the top thing that they want is consistency. So by doing that,
I'm giving the people. I found the future. Well, you did it too. When's the last time you missed a video? I can't. I wake up every morning. There's a video.
I think it was like September of 2020, something like that.
Yeah. So you've been every day. Nothing else is more important. What do you do when there's like a day when, like, oh, but we really want you here. Can you fly? And can you get there? And then you're just like, nah, I gotta, like, or you just make it smaller that day, or you find a way to get through, or
I try not to travel that much anymore. I used to back in 2017, 2018. My whole idea was digital nomad, travel the world and make videos. That was, like, the most stressful time of my life, because trying to find a place with decent internet, or if they didn't have internet, trying to get a SIM card, and then trying to find a place where I could actually film something with the light from the room, or it was like terrible, because I'd be moving to a different place every week, and every week it was just a different thing. So now I don't really move around that much, and it makes a lot.
Kind of ruined our Florida trip. When we got there, the Wi-Fi wasn't that good at the first place. Thank God we had two places we were going to go to after 5 days. But, like, if my show isn't running right, I'm not, because that's my money, that's my life, it's everything I'm doing. So I'm like, if my internet's not running right and my stream ain't going, and I'm OCD, and like I don't want to miss a day. So I'm like, I'm not like I pushed through. I streamed Christmas night. I streamed New Year's night. Like, I streamed when my wife was giving birth. She wasn't giving the birth, but, like, she had the Pitocin in her. She was on the bed. The nurses were coming in and out of the room. And I told her, I'm probably going to just cancel my stream tonight. It's all right. I'm going to miss it. It was March 1st, the night my daughter was going to get born, of 2020. And she said, you know what she said? She said, no, this is what you love to do. She said, it's going to take 2-3 hours for these drugs to kick in. Please stream. I want you to be happy. And I looked at her. I was like, you're, like, the greatest woman in the world. I said, that's amazing. I'm sitting there with, like, doing my stream. Nurses are coming in and out. Like, I have to, like, kind of wear a mask. It is so funny. That's still out there to this day, and people respect that. They respect that. Like, the man streamed while his wife was giving birth. Like, that's how you know that my channel is everything to me. It's my wife. It's my wife. It's, God, my kids, my wife, and my channel. Like, the people pay $99 a month to be in my trading group, and I used to make not that much money. To me, that's a lot of money, and I take it very seriously. And I want to work so hard that at the end of the month, you look back and you're like, you know what? I invested in myself being in that trading group. I didn't take anything from myself. I just learned from someone that's in there every single day, putting in 110%, and people try, there's a gray area with trading groups, because there are some people that I don't think do it that way. They don't put in 110%, and it's just a quick signals thing, and they're hiring analysts, and you're a number to them. But if you join my trading group, you're a lifer. Like, you're a human being. You're a person. And I care about each and every one of you, So I just, when the internet gets off, because it connects to everything, right? And then I'm off. Like, I'm off. So I can imagine when you said how stressful it was, like, I don't know if I'd want to be, when we pick Airbnbs, I'm like, I call the place and I'm like, how is your Wi-Fi? Like, I'm like super anal about it, because I'm like, I'm about to get that card. Like you're saying, I don't know, there's some card I can get where I can just attach anywhere and get good internet, like a mobile, T-Mobile has it. I can get some type. I'm about to purchase one of those.
I've done that before, and that's kind of spotty too.
It is,
I think,
right?
depending on the area. Yeah, but I used to call up Airbnbs too, and they'd be like, "Oh, our internet is good," and I'm like, "No, exactly. What's the upload and what's the
Yeah,
download
can you go to
speed?"
speedtest.com right now?
I used to do the same thing.
I called the lady. She had an
Yeah.
extender, and I'm like, the extender's not picking up. The extender's the 5G. And I'm like, it's not picking up. I'm like, and she's like, she doesn't want to deal with me, right? I'm like, listen, like, I
Mhm.
pay for these Airbnbs with this stuff. I'm like, I need my internet on, like, like I need to be able to trade, like,
Mhm.
so I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I don't want to waste more of your time. We've been going for an hour and a half. This has
Not a
been amazing.
waste at all.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I gotta get going in like 5 minutes.
Have a great
Please,
night.
thank you.
You're the man, dude. I love you. Thank you for everything you've
All
done
right.
for me.
You got it. Love you too, man. We'll talk again soon.
Be safe, brother.
Peace.
Peace, man.
Peace.